These questions and answers were taken out of the 2022 to 2023 Prepared General Study Guide. I am not responsible for you passing or failing the written test. The working voltage of a capacitor in an AC circuit should be, answer, at least 50% greater than the highest applied voltage. The term that describes the combined resistive forces in an AC circuit is, answer, impedance. What is the opposition to the flow of AC produced called inductive reactance, XL, and is measured in ohms, by an electromagnetic field, EMF with generated back. It opposes the flow of current, but it does not cause heat. Voltage called, answer, inductive reactance. Electrostatic fields are also known as, answer, dielectric fields. The basis for transformer operation in the use of alternating current is mutual, answer, inductance. The opposition offered by a coil to the flow of alternating current, ignoring resistance, is called, answer, inductive reactance. What factors strengthen a coil inductor? Answer, adding coils close together. An increase in which of the following factors will cause an increase in the inductive reactance of a circuit? Answer, inductance and frequency. When different rated capacitors are connected in series in a circuit, the total capacitance is, answer, less than the capacitance of the lowest rated capacitor. Capacitors are sometimes used in DC circuits to, answer, smooth out slight pulsations in current voltage. In an AC circuit, the effective voltage is, answer, less than the maximum instantaneous voltage. The amount of electricity a capacitor can store is directly proportional to the, answer, plate area and inversely proportional to the distance between the plates. What is the total capacitance of a certain circuit containing 3 capacitors with capacitors of 0.02 microfarad, 0.05 microfarad, and 10 microfarad, respectively? Answer, 0.0125 UF. What is the total capacitance of a circuit containing 3 capacitors in parallel with capacitances of 0.2 microfarad, 0.5 microfarad, and 10 microfarad, respectively? Answer, 0.170 mF. Convert farads to microfarads by, answer, multiplying farads by 10 to the power of 6. Convert farads to picofarads by, answer, multiplying farads by 10 to the power of 12. Unless otherwise specified, any values given for current or voltage in an AC circuit are assumed to be, answer, effective values. When different rated capacitors are connected in parallel in a circuit, the total capacitance is, answer, equal to the sum of all the capacitances. When inductors are connected in series in a circuit, the total inductance, where the magnetic fields of each inductor do not affect the others, is, answer, equal to the sum of the individual inductances. When more than 2 inductors of different inductances are connected in parallel in a circuit, the total inductance is, answer, less than the inductance of the lowest rated inductor. What is the total capacitance of a certain circuit containing 3 capacitors with capacitances of 0.25 microfarad, 0.03 microfarad, and 0.12 microfarad, respectively? Answer, 0.4 UF. Which requires the most electrical power during operation? Note, 1 horsepower equals 746 watts. Answer, 2 lights requiring 3 amperes each in a 24-volt parallel system. How much power must a 24-volt generator furnish to a system which contains the following loads? 1 motor, 75% efficient, 1/5 HP, 3 position lights, 20 watts each, 1 heating element, 5 amps, 1 anti-collision light, 3 amp. Answer, 450 watts. A 12-volt electric motor hand watts input and horsepower output. Maintainable. I horsepower C. Han horse input power will a 24-volt, 1 horsepower electric motor require? Note, 1 horsepower equals 746 watts. Answer 1000 watts period. How many amperes will a 28-volt generator be required to supply to a circuit containing 5 lamps in parallel, 3 of which have a resistance of 6 ohms each, and 2 of which have a resistance of 5 ohms each? Answer, 25.23 amperes. A 24-volt, 1 horsepower DC electric motor that is 80% efficient requires 932.5 watts. How much power will a 12-volt, 1 horsepower DC electric motor that is 75% efficient require? Answer: 994.6 watts. The potential difference between two conductors which are insulated from each other is measured in answer: volts. Which effect does not apply to the movement of electrons flowing in a conductor? Answer: static energy. A 24-volt source is required to furnish 48 watts to a parallel circuit consisting of FAA resistors of equal value. What is the voltage drop across each resistor? Answer: 24 volts. When calculating power in a reactive or inductive AC circuit, the true power is answer: less than the apparent power. 8023. Refer to Figure 4. How much power is being furnished to the circuit? Answer: 2645 watts. 8024. Refer to Figure 5. What is the impedance of an AC series circuit consisting of an inductor with a reactance of 10 ohms, a capacitor with a reactance of 4 ohms, and a resistor with a resistance of 8 ohms? Answer: 10 ohms. 8025. Refer to Figure 6. If resistor R5 is disconnected at the junction of R4, and R3 is shown, what will the ohmmeter read? Answer: 3 ohms. 8026. Refer to Figure 7. If resistor R3 is disconnected at terminal D, what will the ohmmeter read? Answer: infinite resistance. 8027. Refer to Figure 8. With an ohmmeter connected into the circuit as shown, what will the ohmmeter read? Answer: 10 ohms. 8028. Refer to Figure 9. How many instruments, voltmeters and ammeters, are installed correctly? Answer: 2. The correct way to connect a test voltmeter in a circuit is answer: in parallel with a unit. What will a voltmeter read if properly connected across a closed switch in a circuit with electrical power on? Answer: 0 voltage. What does the letter Q symbolize when measuring electrical charge? Answer: coulomb. Which term means 001 ampere? Answer: milliampere. A cabin entry light of 10 watts and a dome light of 20 watts are connected in parallel to a 30-volt source. If the voltage across the 10-watt light is measured, it will be answer: equal to the voltage across the 20-watt light. A 14-ohm resistor is to be installed in a series circuit carrying 0.05 ampere. How much power will the resistor be required to dissipate? Answer: at least 35 milliwatts. 0.002 kilovolts equals? Answer: 2.0 volts. 8034. Refer to Figure 10. What is the measured voltage of the series parallel circuit between terminals A and B? Answer: 3.0 volts. 8035. Refer to Figure 64. A 24-volt source is required to furnish 48 watts to a parallel circuit consisting of two resistors of equal value. What is the value of each resistor? Answer: 24 ohms. Which requires the most electrical? Note: 1 horsepower equals 746 watts. Answer: a 1/5 horsepower 24-volt motor, which is 75% efficient. What unit is used to express electrical power? Answer: watts. What is the basic unit of electrical quantity? Answer: coulomb. What is the operating resistance of a 30-watt light bulb designed for a 28-volt system? Answer: 26 ohms. When referencing resistance in a parallel DC circuit, which of the following statements is true? Answer: the total current is equal to the sum of the currents through the individual branches of the circuit. Which of the following is commonly used as a rectifier in electrical circuits? Answer: diodes. Diodes are used in electrical power supply circuits primarily as answer: rectifiers. Transfer of electric energy from one circuit to another without the aid of electrical connections. Answer: is called induction. If three resistors of 3 ohms, 5 ohms, and 22 ohms are connected in series in a 28-volt circuit, how much current will flow through the 3-ohm resistor? Answer: 0.93 ampere. A circuit has an applied voltage of 30 volts and a load consisting of a 10 ohm resistor in series with a 20 ohm resistor. What is the voltage drop across the 10 ohm resistor? Answer: 10 volts. 8044. Refer to Figure 11. Find the total current flowing in the wire between point C and D. Answer: 3.0 amperes. 8045. Refer to Figure 11. Find the voltage across the 8 ohm resistor. Answer: 24 volts. In a parallel circuit with 4 6 ohm resistors across a 24 volt battery, what is the total voltage across resistor 3, VR3, in the circuit? Answer: 24 volts. If each cell, connected in series, equals 2 volts, how would a 12-cell lead-acid battery be rated? Answer: 24 volts. 8046. Refer to Figure 12. Find the total resistance of the circuit. Answer: 21.2 ohms. Which is correct in reference to electrical resistance? Answer: if one of 3 bulbs in a parallel lighting circuit is removed, the total resistance of the circuit will become greater. What happens to the current in a voltage step-up transformer with a ratio of 1 to 4? Answer: the current is stepped down by a 1 to 4 ratio. 8049. Refer to Figure 13. Determine the total current flow in the circuit. Answer: 1.4 amperes. In a parallel circuit with 3 6 ohm resistors across a 12 volt battery, what is the total current? 1. Value in the circuit. Answer: 6 amps. 8050. Refer to Figure 14. The total resistance of the circuit is? Answer: 17 ohms. Which of these will cause the resistance of a conductor to decrease? Answer: decrease the length or increase the cross-sectional area. Through which material will magnetic lines of force pass the most readily? Answer: iron. 8053. Refer to Figure 64. A 48-volt source is required to furnish 192 watts to a parallel circuit consisting of 3 resistors of equal value. What is the value of each resistor? Answer: 36 ohms. Which is correct concerning a parallel circuit? Answer: total resistance will be smaller than the smallest resistor. The voltage drop in a circuit of known resistance is dependent on. Answer: the amperage of the circuit. A thermal switch, or thermal protector, as used in an electric motor, is designed to. Answer: open the circuit in order to allow cooling of the motor. 8057. Refer to Figure 15. With the landing gear retracted, the red indicator light will not come on if an open occurs in wire. Answer: 19. 8058. Refer to Figure 15. Wire 7 is used to. Answer: close the push to test circuit. 8059. Refer to Figure 15. When the landing gear is down, the green light will not come on if an open occurs in wire. Answer: 6. 8060. Refer to Figure 16. What will be the effect if the PCO relay fails to operate when the left-hand tank is selected? Answer: the fuel pressure crossfeed valve open light will not illuminate. 8061. Refer to Figure 16. The TCO relay will operate at 24 volts. DC is applied to the bus, and the fuel tank selector is in the answer crossfeed position. 8062. Refer to Figure 16. With power to the bus and the fuel selector switched to the right-hand tank, how many relays in the system are operating? Answer: 3. 8062. Refer to Figure 16. With power to the bus and the fuel selector switched to the right-hand tank, how many relays in the system are operating? Answer: PCC and TCC. 8064. Refer to Figure 16. Energize the circuit with the fuel tank selector switch selected to the left-hand position. Using the schematic, identify the switches that will position. Answer: 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 15, and 16. 8065. Refer to Figure 17. Which of the components is a potentiometer? Answer: 3. 9066. Refer to Figure 17. The electrical symbol represented at number 5 is a variable. Answer: capacitor. 9067. Refer to Figure 18. When the landing gear is up, and the throttles are retarded, The warning horn will not sound if an open occurs in wire. Answer 4. 8068. Refer to Figure 18. The control valve switch must be placed in the neutral position when the landing gear is down to answer prevent the warning horn from sounding when the throttles are closed. 8069. Refer to Figure 19. Under which condition will a ground be provided for the warning horn through both gear switches when the throttles are closed? Answer left gear up and right gear down. 8070. Refer to Figure 19. When the throttles are retarded with only the right gear down, the warning horn will not sound if an open occurs in wire. Answer 5. 8071. Refer to Figure 19. When the landing gears are up and the throttles are retarded, the warning horn will not sound if an open occurs in wire. Answer 9. When referring to an electrical circuit diagram, what point is considered to be at zero voltage? Answer the ground reference. What is the purpose of the ground symbol used in electrical circuit diagrams? Answer to show that there is a return path for the current between the source of electrical energy and the load. 8073. Refer to Figure 20. Troubleshooting an open circuit with a voltmeter as shown in this circuit will answer permit the battery voltage to appear on the voltmeter. 8074. Refer to Figure 21. Which symbol represents a variable resistor? Answer 2. In a PNP transistor application, the solid-state device is turned on when the answer base is negative with respect to the emitter. In an NPN transistor application, the solid-state device is turned on when the answer base is positive with respect to the emitter. Typical application for Zener diodes is as answer voltage regulators. 8078. Refer to Figure 22. Which illustration is correct concerning bias application and current, positive charge, flow? Answer 1. Forward biasing of a solid-state device will cause the device to answer conduct. 8080. Refer to Figure 23. If an open occurs at RI, the light answer cannot be turned off. 8081. Refer to Figure 23. If R2 sticks in the up position, the light will answer be on full bright. 8082. Refer to Figure 24. Which statement concerning the depicted logic gate is true? Answer any input being 1 will produce a 1 output. 8083. Refer to Figure 25. In a functional and operating circuit, the depicted logic gate's output will be 0. Answer when 1 or more inputs are 0. 8084. Refer to Figure 26. Which of the logic gate output conditions is correct with respect to the given inputs? Answer 2. Which of the following logic gates will provide an active high out only when all inputs are different? Answer XOR. 8085. A lead-acid battery with 12 cells connected in series, no load voltage equals 2.1 volts per cell, furnishes 10 amperes to a load of 2 ohms resistance. The internal resistance of the battery in this instance is? Answer 0.52 ohm. If electrolyte from a lead-acid battery is spilled in the battery compartment, which procedure should be followed? Answer apply sodium bicarbonate solution to the affected area, followed by a water rinse. Which statement regarding the hydrometer reading of a lead-acid storage battery electrolyte is true? Answer the hydrometer reading does not require a temperature correction if the electrolyte temperature is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. A fully charged lead-acid battery will not freeze until extremely low temperatures are reached because answer most of the acid is in the solution. What determines the amount of current which will flow through a battery while it is being charged by a constant voltage source? Answer the state charge of the battery. Which of the following statements are generally true regarding the charging of several aircraft batteries together? Answer 1 and 2. 1. Batteries of different voltages, but similar capacities, can be connected in series with each other across the charger, and charged using the constant current method. 2. Batteries of different ampere-hour capacity, and same voltage can be connected in parallel with each other across the charger, and charged using the constant voltage method. The method used to rapidly charge a nickel-cadmium battery utilizes? Answer constant voltage and varying current. The purpose of providing a space underneath the plates in a lead-acid batter cell container is to Answer: prevent sediment buildup from contacting the plates and causing a short circuit, which condition is an indication of improperly torqued cell link connections of a nickel-cadmium battery. Answer: heat or burn marks on the hardware. The presence of any small amount of potassium carbonate deposits on the top of nickel-cadmium battery cells in service is an indication of. Answer: normal operation. What is the likely result, if any, of servicing and charging nickel-cadmium and lead-acid batteries together in the same service area? Answer: contamination of both types of batteries would occur. Which of the following best describes the operate? In principle, in a nickel-cadmium battery installed in an aircraft. Answer: to completely charge a nickel-cadmium battery, some gassing must take place, thus, some water will be used. The electrolyte of a nickel-cadmium battery is the lowest when the battery is. Answer: in a discharged condition. The electrolyte of a nickel-cadmium battery is highest when the battery is. Answer: in a fully charged condition. The end of charge voltage of a 19-cell nickel-cadmium battery, measured while still on charge. Answer: depends upon its temperature and the method used for charging. During discharge, nickel-cadmium batteries will show a lower liquid level than when at full charge, because. Answer: the electrolyte becomes absorbed into the plates. How can the state of charge of a nickel-cadmium battery be determined? Answer: by a measured discharge. What may result if water is added to a nickel-cadmium battery when it is not fully charged? Answer: excessive spewing is likely to occur during the charging cycle. In nickel-cadmium batteries, a rise in cell temperature? Answer: causes a decrease in internal resistance. Which of the following best describes the contributing factors to thermal runaway in a nickel-cadmium battery installed in an aircraft? Answer: low internal resistance intensified by high cell temperatures and a high current discharge charge rate in a constant potential voltage charging system. When a charging current is applied to a nickel-cadmium battery, the cells emit gas. Answer: toward the end of the charging cycle. What type of line is normally used in a drawing or blueprint that indicates invisible edges or contours? Answer: medium weight short dashes evenly spaced. 8104. Refer to Figure 27. In the isometric view of a typical aileron balance weight, identify the view indicated by the arrow. Answer: 3. 1. A detailed drawing is a description of a single part. 2. An assembly drawing is a description of an object made up of two or more parts. Regarding the above statements, answer: both 1 and 2 are true. 8106. Refer to Figure 28. Identify the bottom view of the object shown. Answer: 2. A specific measured distance from the datum or some other point identified by the manufacturer to a point in or on the aircraft is called a. Answer: station number. Which statement is true regarding an orthographic projection? Answer: 1 view, 2 view, and 3 view drawings are the most common. 8109. Refer to Figure 29. Identify the left side view of the object shown. Answer: 3. A line used to show an edge which is not visible is a. Answer: hidden line. What type of drawing line consists of alternating long and short lines? Answer: center. 8111. Refer to Figure 30. Identify the bottom view of the object. Answer: 1. 1. Schematic diagrams indicate the location of individual components in the aircraft. 2. Schematic diagrams indicate the location of components with respect to each other within the system. Regarding the above statements, answer: only 2 is true. 8113. Refer to Figure 31. What are the proper procedural steps for sketching repairs and alterations? Answer: 3, 1, 4, and 2. Which statement is applicable when using a sketch for making a part? Answer: the sketch must show all information to manufacture the part. 8115. Refer to Figure 32. What is the next step required for a working sketch of the illustration? Answer: sketch extension and dimension lines. For sketching purposes, almost all objects are composed of one or some combination of 6 basic. These include the answer: triangle, circle, cube, cylinder, cone, and sphere. In a sectional view drawing, what sections illustrate particular parts of an object? Answer: removed. What should be the first step of the procedure in sketching an aircraft wing skin repair? Answer: block in the views. A simple way to find the center of a circle on a sketch, or drawing, or a circular piece of material is to answer: draw two non-parallel chord lines across the circle, and then a corresponding perpendicular bisector line across each chord line. 1. According to 14 CFR Part 91, repairs to an aircraft skin should have a detailed dimensional sketch included in the permanent records. 2. On occasion, a mechanic may need to make a simple sketch of a proposed repair to an aircraft, a new design, or a modification. Regarding the above statements, answer only to is true. Working drawings may be divided into three classes. They are: answer: detailed drawings, assembly drawings, and installation drawings. What is the class of working drawing? That is the depiction of a single part. Answer: detailed drawing. Sketches are usually made easier by the use of answer: graph paper. 1. Sketches are usually made with the aid of drafting instruments. 2. Sketches are usually more complicated to make when using graph paper. Regarding the above statements, answer: neither one nor two is true. What material symbol is frequently used in drawings to represent all metals? Answer: cast iron. What is used to indicate that a surface must be machine finished? Answer: finished marks. Refer to Figure 33. Which material section line symbol indicates cast iron? Answer: 3. Refer to Figure 34. What is the dimension of the chamfer? Answer: 0.0625 times 45 degrees. Refer to Figure 34. What is the maximum diameter of the hole for the clevis pin? Answer: 0.3175. Refer to Figure 34. What would be the minimum diameter of 4,130 round stock required for the construction of the clevis that would produce a machine surface? Answer: 1 inch. Refer to Figure 34. Using the information, what size drill would be required to drill the clevis bolt hole? Answer: 5/16 inch. The measurements showing the ideal or perfect sizes of parts on drawings are called answer: dimensions. Refer to Figure 35. Identify the extension line. Answer: 3. Refer to Figure 36. The diameter of the holes in the finished object is? Answer: 1/2 inch. Zone number aircraft blueprints are used to? Answer: locate parts, sections, and large drawings. Which of the following terms are used to indicate specific measured distances from the datum and/or other points identified by the manufacturer to points in or on the aircraft? 1. Zone numbers. 2. Reference numbers. 3. Station numbers. Answer: 3. In order to locate wing and stabilizer frames, what numbering system is used? Answer: station numbers. One purpose for schematic diagrams is to show the answer: functional location of components within a system. When reading a blueprint, a dimension is given as 4.387 inches plus 0.005002. Which statement is true? Answer: the minimum acceptable size, 0.385 inches. What is the allowable manufacturing tolerance for a bushing, where the outside dimensions shown on the blueprint are 1.0625 plus 0.0025.0003? Answer: 0028. A hydraulic system schematic drawing typically indicates the answer: direction of fluid flow through the system. Refer to Figure 37. The vertical distance between the top of the plate and the bottom of the lowest 15/64 inch hole is? Answer: 2.367. 1. A measurement should not be scaled from an blueprint, because the paper shrinks or stretches when the print is made. 2. When a detailed drawing is made, it is carefully and accurately drawn to scale, and is dimensioned. Regarding the above statements, answer: both 1 and 2 are true. The drawings often used in illustrated parts manuals are answer: exploded view drawings. A drawing in which the subassemblies or parts are shown as brought together on the aircraft is called answer: an installation drawing. What type of diagram shows the wire size required for a particular installation? Answer: a wiring diagram. In what type of electrical diagram are images of components used instead of conventional electrical symbols? Answer: a pictorial diagram. Schematic diagrams are best suited for which of the following? Answer: troubleshooting system malfunctions. In the reading of aircraft blueprints, the term tolerance, used in association with aircraft parts or components. Answer is the difference between extreme permissible dimensions that a part may have and still be acceptable. Refer to Figure 38. An aircraft reciprocating the engine has a 1,000 cubic inch displacement and develops 1,250 brake horsepower at 2,500 rpm. What is the brake mean effective pressure? Answer: 217. 1. Find the 1,250 brake horsepower vertical line at the top of the chart, and follow this line down until it intersects the diagonal line for the 1.830 cubic engine. 2. Draw a horizontal line from this intersection point to the right until it intersects the diagonal line for 2,500 rpm. 3. From the intersection of the horizontal line and the RPM diagonal line, draw a line vertically downward to the BMEP scale. 4. You will find that the vertical line touches the BMEP scale just about on the 217 psi BMEP. Figure 38. An aircraft reciprocating engine has a 2,800 cubic inch displacement, develops 2,000 brake horsepower, and indicates 270 brake mean effective pressure. What is the engine speed, RPM? Answer: 2,100. 1. Find the 2,000 brake horsepower vertical line along the top of the chart. 2. Follow this line down until it intersects the diagonal line for the 2.800 cubic inch displacement engine. 3. Draw a horizontal line from this intersection to the right of the chart. 4. Find the 270 BMEP vertical line at the bottom of the chart, and follow this line up until it intersects the horizontal line you just drew. 5. Find the diagonal line for the RPM that crosses the intersection of the two. 6. And our 2,800 engine will need to turn at 2,100 rpm to develop 2,000 brake horsepower when it has a BMEP of 270 psi. Refer to Figure 38. An aircraft reciprocating engine has a 2,000 cubic inch displacement and develops 2,000 brake horsepower at 2,200 rpm. What is the brake mean effective pressure? Answer: 257.5. 1. Find the 2,000 brake horsepower vertical line at the top of the chart and follow this line down until it intersects the diagonal line for 2,800 inch displacement engine. 2. Draw a horizontal line from this intersection point to the right until it intersects the diagonal line for 2,200 rpm. 3. From the intersection of the horizontal line and the RPM diagonal line, draw a line vertically downward to the BMEP scale. 4. You will find that the vertical line touches the BMEP scale just about on the 257 psi BMEP line. Refer to Figure 39. Determine the cable size of a 40-foot length of single cable in free air, with a continuous rating, running from a bus to the equipment in a 28-volt system with a 15-ampere load and a 1-volt drop. Answer number 10. 1. Follow the 15-ampere diagonal line down until it intersects the horizontal line for 40 feet in the 28-volt column. 2. This intersection occurs between the vertical lines for 12-gauge and 10-gauge wire. 3. You would need a 10-gauge wire. Always use the larger of the two wires to carry a 15-amp load for 40 feet and not have more than a 1-volt. To Figure 39. Determine the maximum length of a number 16 cable to be installed from a bus to the equipment in a 28-volt system with a 25-ampere intermittent load and a 1-volt drop. Answer: 8 feet. 1. Draw a diagonal line for 25 amperes midway between and parallel to the 20 ampere and the 30 ampere diagonal lines. 2. Follow this line down until it intersects the 16-gauge vertical line. 3. This intersection occurs just above curve 3 on the horizontal line for 8 feet of length in the 28-volt drop column. 4. A number 16 cable can carry an intermittent load of 25 amperes for 8 feet without exceeding a voltage drop of 1 volt. Refer to Figure 39. Determine the minimum wire size of a single cable in a bundle carrying a continuous current of 20 amperes, 10 feet from the bus to the equipment in a 28-volt system with an allowable 1-volt drop. Answer number 12. 1. Follow the 20 ampere diagonal line down until it intersects curve 1. This curve limits the wire sizes that can be used in a bundle. 2. This intersection occurs between the vertical lines 4, 14-gauge and 12-gauge wires. 3. A 12-gauge wire is needed to carry a continuous current of 20 amps if the wire is routed in a bundle. 4. This wire size is chosen on the basis of the heat developed, not on the voltage drop. If voltage drop were the limiting factor, a 16-gauge wire could. Figure 39. Determine the maximum length of a number 12 single cable that can be used between a 28-volt bus and a component utilizing 20 amperes continuous load in free air with a maximum acceptable 1-volt drop. Answer 26.5 feet. 1. Follow the diagonal line for 20 amperes down until it intersects the 12-gauge vertical line. 2. Draw a line horizontally to the left from this point of intersection. This line meets the 1-volt drop column at the 26.5-foot mark. 3. This point of intersection is above curve 1, showing that the wire can carry its load continuously without producing too much heat. 4. A 12-gauge wire can carry 20 amperes continuously for 26.5 feet without overheating the wire, and without producing a voltage drop of more than 1 volt. 8149. Refer to Figure 40. Determine the proper tension for a 1/8-inch cable, 7 × 19, if the temperature is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Answer 70 pounds. 1. Follow the vertical line for a temperature of 80 degrees Fahrenheit upward until it intersects the curve for 1/8-inch, 7 × 19 cable. 2. From this point of intersection, draw a line horizontally to the right until it intersects the rigging load in pounds index. This intersection is at 70 pounds. Refer to Figure 40. Determine the proper tension for a 3/16-inch cable, 6 × 19 extra flex, if the temperature is 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Answer: 125 pounds. 1. Draw a line vertically upward from a temperature of 87 degrees Fahrenheit until it intersects the curve for 3/16-inch, 7 × 19 cable. 2. From this point of intersection, draw a line horizontally to the right until it intersects the rigging load in pounds index. This intersection is at 125 pounds. Refer to Figure 41. Determine how much fuel should be required for a 30-minute reserve operating at 2,300 RPM. Answer: 25.3 pounds. Refer to Figure 41. Determine the fuel consumption with the engine operating at cruise 2,350 RPM. Answer: 50.3 pounds per hour. 1. Follow the 2,350 pm vertical line upward until it intersects the load horsepower curve. 2. From the point of intersection, project a line horizontally to the left to read the brake horsepower that the engine develops at 2,350 RPM. This is 118 brake horsepower. 3. Follow the 2,350 RPM curve upward until it intersects the propeller load brake fuel consumption curve. 4. From the point of intersection, project a line horizontally to the right to read the specific fuel consumption for 2,350 RPM. This is 0.47 pound of fuel burned per hour for each horsepower developed. 5. Multiply 118 by 0.47 to get 55.46, the fuel consumption in pounds per hour when the engine is developing 118 brake horsepower. When computing weight and balance, an airplane is considered to be in balance when. Answer: the average moment arm of the loaded airplane falls within its CG range. What tasks are completed prior to weighing an aircraft to determine its empty weight? Answer: see and remove all items, except those on the aircraft equipment list. Drain fuel and fill hydraulic reservoir. What is meant by the term residual fuel? Answer: the fuel remaining in the tanks, lines, and engine after draining. The useful load of an aircraft consists of the answer, crew, usable fuel, passengers, and cargo. Which of the following can provide the empty weight of an aircraft if the aircraft's weight and balance records become lost, destroyed, or otherwise inaccurate? Answer. Reweighing the aircraft. When calculating the new weight and balance for an aircraft, what is used to determine the operating CG range? Answer. The type certificate data sheets. When calculating the new weight and balance for an aircraft, what is used to determine the operating CG range? Answer. The type certificate data sheets. In the theory of weight and balance, what is the name of the distance from the fulcrum to an object? Answer. Lever arm. In the process of weighing an airplane toward obtaining the CG, the arms from the weighing points always extend. Answer. Parallel to the centerline of the airplane. Which of the following have an effect on aircraft CG results when conducting a weight and balance check? Answer. Leaving the downlocks installed. Which of the following may cause erroneous scale readings? Answer. Parking brake set. 1. Private aircraft are required by regulations to be weighed periodically. 2. Private aircraft are required to be weighed after making any alteration. Regarding the above statements, answer. 4. Neither 1 nor 2 is true. What FAA-approved document gives the leveling means to be used when weighing an aircraft? Answer. Type certificate data sheet. Which devices are used to obtain the greatest accuracy of aircraft leveling? Answer. Spirit level. To obtain useful weight data for purposes of determining CG, it is necessary that an aircraft be weighed. Answer. In a level flight attitude. What type of measurement is used to designate the arm and weight and balance computation? Answer. Distance. What determines whether the value of a moment is preceded by a plus, or a minus sign in aircraft weight and balance? Answer. The location of the weight relative to the datum n. If it is being removed or added, the maximum weight of an aircraft is the answer. Empty weight plus useful load. Which statement is true regarding helicopter weight and balance? Answer. Weight and balance procedures for airplanes also apply to helicopters. What should be clearly indicated on the aircraft weighing form? Answer. Weighing points. If the reference datum line is placed at the nose of an airplane rather than at the firewall, or some other location aft of the nose, answer. All measurement arms will be in positive numbers. Maximum zero fuel weight is the answer. Maximum permissible weight of a loaded aircraft, passengers, crew, and cargo, without fuel. If it is necessary to weigh an aircraft with full fuel tank, all fuel weight must be subtracted from the scale readings. Answer. Except unusable fuel. The empty weight of an airplane is determined by answer. Subtracting the tank weight from the scale reading, and adding the weight of each weighing point. When dealing with weight and balance of aircraft, maximum weight is interpreted to mean the maximum answer. Authorized weight of the aircraft and its contents. Most modern aircraft are designed so that if all seats are occupied, full baggage weight is carried, and fuel tanks are full, what will be the weight condition of the aircraft? Answer. It will be in excess of maximum takeoff weight. The major source of weight change for most aircraft as they age is caused by answer. Repairs and alterations. The useful load of an aircraft is the difference between answer. The maximum takeoff weight and basic empty weight. When determining the empty weight of an aircraft, certificated under current airworthiness standards, 14 CFR Part 23, the oil contained in the supply tank is considered answer. A part of the empty weight. Improper loading of a helicopter, which results in exceeding either fore or aft CG limits, is hazardous due to the answer. Reduction or loss of effective cyclic pitch control. The maximum weight is used in weight and balance control of a given aircraft can normally be found. Answer. The air or type certificate data sheet. An aircraft with an empty weight of 2,100 pounds and an empty weight CG plus 32.5 was altered as follows. 1. Two 18-pound passenger seats, located at plus 73, were removed. 2. Structural modifications were at plus 77, increasing weight by 17 pounds. 3. A seat and safety belt weighing 25 pounds were installed at plus 74.5, and 4. Radio equipment weighing 35 pounds was installed R plus 95. What is the new empty weight CG? Answer: plus 33.68. The CG range in single-rotor helicopters is? Answer: more restricted than for airplanes. The amount of fuel used for computing empty weight and corresponding CG is? Answer: unusable fuel. An aircraft as loaded weighs 4,954 pounds, at a CG of plus 30.5 inches. The CG range is plus 2.0 inches to plus 42.1 inches. Find the minimum width of the ballast necessary to bring the CG within the CG range. The ballast arm is plus 162 inches. 57.16 pounds. As weighed, the total empty weight of an aircraft is 5.862 pounds with a moment of 885,957. However, when the aircraft was weighed, 20 pounds of potable water were on board at plus 84, and 20 pounds of hydraulic fluid are in a tank located at plus 101. What is the empty weight CG of the aircraft? Answer: 151.365. Two boxes which weigh 10 pounds and 5 pounds are placed in an airplane so that the distance aft from the CG are 4 feet and 2 feet respectively. How far forward of the CG should a third box, weighing 20 pounds, be placed so that the CG will not? Answer: 2.5 feet. An aircraft with an empty weight of 1,800 pounds and an empty weight CG of plus 31.5 was altered as follows. 1. Two 15-passenger seats, located at plus 72 were removed. 2. Structural modifications increasing the weight 14 pounds were made at plus 76. 3. A seat and safety belt weighing 20 pounds were installed at plus 73.5, and 4. Radio equipment weighing 30 pounds was installed at plus 30. What is the new answer? Plus 31.61. An aircraft had an empty weight of 2,886 pounds with a moment of 101,673.78 before several alterations were made. The alterations included: 1. Moving 2 passenger seats, 15 pounds each, at plus 71. 2. Installing a cabinet, 97 pounds, at plus 71. 3. Installing a seat and safety belt, 20 pounds, at plus 71, and 4. Installing radio equipment, 30 pounds, at plus 94. The alterations caused the new empty weight CG to move. Answer: 1.62 inches aft of the original empty weight CG. If a 40-pound generator applies, plus 1,400 inch-pounds to a reference axis, the generator is located. Answer: plus 35 from the axis. In a balance computation of an aircraft, in which an item located aft of the datum was removed, use. Answer: weight plus arm equals moment. All other things being equal, if an item of useful load located aft of an aircraft CG is removed, the aircraft CG change will be answer forward in proportion to the weight of the item and its location in the aircraft. Datum is forward of the main gear center 0.3.2 424 inches. Actual distance between tail gear and main gear center points 0.3.2 626 inches. Net weight at right main gear 0.9980 pounds. Net weight at left main gear 0.9770 pounds. Net weight at tail gear 0.1970 pounds. These items were in the aircraft when weighed. 1. Lavatory water tank full, 34 pounds, at plus 352. 2. Hydraulic fluid, 22 pounds, at negative 8. 3. Removable ballast, 146 pounds, at plus 380. What is the empty weight CG of the aircraft described above? Answer: 60.31 inches. When making a rearward weight and balance check to determine that the CG will not exceed the rearward limit during extreme conditions, the items of useful load which should be computed at their minimum weights are those located forward of the answer rearward CG limit. When or under what conditions are adverse loading checks conducted? Answer: anytime a repair or operation causes EWCG to fall outside the CG range. When accomplishing loading computations for a small aircraft, necessary information obtained from the weight and balance records would include current empty weight and empty weight CG. When an empty aircraft is weighed, the combined net weight at the main gears is 3,540 pounds, an arm of 195.5 inches. At the nose gear, the net weight is 2,322 pounds with an arm of 83.5 inches. The datum line is forward of the nose of the aircraft. What is the empty weight? Answer: 151.1. An aircraft with an empty weight of 1,500 pounds and an empty weight CG of plus 28.4 was altered as follows. 1. 12-pound seats located at plus 68.5 were removed. 2. Modifications weighing plus 28 pounds were made at plus 73. 3. A seat and safety belt weighing 30 pounds were installed at plus 70.5, and 4. Radio equipment weighing 25 pounds was installed at plus 85. What is plus 30.30? The following alteration was performed on an aircraft. A Model B engine weighing 175 pounds was replaced by a Model D engine weighing 185 pounds at a negative 62.00 inch station. The aircraft weight and balance records show the previous empty weight to be 998 pounds and an empty weight CG of 13.48 inches. What is the new empty weight CG? Answer: 12.73 inches. If the empty weight CG of an airplane lies within the empty weight CG limits. Answer: it is not necessary to calculate CG extremes. When computing the maximum forward-loaded CG of an aircraft, minimum weights, arms, and moments should be used for items of located after the answer forward CG limit. Find the aircraft. Each main wheel weighs 753 pounds, nose wheel weighs 22 pounds, distance between nose wheel and main wheels is 87.5 inches, nose wheel location is plus 9.875 inches from datum, with 1 gallon of hydraulic fluid at negative 21.0 inches included in the weight scale. Answer: plus 96.11 inches. An aircraft's LEMIC and TEMIC are defined in terms of distance. Answer: from the datum. If an aircraft CG is found to be at 24% of Mach, that 24% is an expression of the answer distance from the LEMAC, which coupling nut should be selected for use with 1/2 inch aluminum oil lines, which are to be assembled and used with tube ends and standard AN nuts, sleeves, and fittings. Answer: an 818-8. Metal tubing fluid lines are sized by wall thickness. Answer: outside diameter in 1/16 inch increments. Rolling type flaring tools are used to flare and tubing. Soft copper, aluminum, brass. From the following sequences of steps, indicate the proper order you would use to make a single flare on a piece of tubing. 1. Place the tube in the proper size hole in the flaring block. 2. Project the end of the tube slightly from the top of the flaring tool, about the thickness of a dime. 3. Slip the fitting nut and sleeve on the tube. 4. Strike the plunger several light blows with a lightweight hammer or mallet and turn the plunger 1/2 turn after each blow. 5. Tighten the clamp bar securely to prevent slippage. 6. Center the plunger or flaring pin over the tube. Answer: 3, 1, 6, 2, 5, and 4. 3. Slip the fitting nut and sleeve on the tube. 1. Place the tube in the proper size hole in the flaring block. 6. Center the plunger or flaring pin over the tube. 2. Project the end of the tube slightly from the tip of the flaring tool, about the thickness of a dime. 5. Tighten the clamp bar securely to prevent slippage. 4. Strike the plunger several light blows with a lightweight hammer or mallet. Turn the plunger 1/2 turn after each blow. Hydraulic tubing, which is damaged in a localized area to such an extent that repair is necessary, may be repaired? Answer: by cutting out the damaged area and utilizing a swage tube fitting to join the tube ends. 8196. What is an advantage of a double flare on aluminum tubing? Answer: more resistant to damage when the joint is tightened. A certain amount of slack must be left in a flexible hose during installation, because, when under pressure, it expands in length and diameter. Answer: contracts in length and expands in diameter. The term cold flow is generally associated with. Answer: impressions left in natural or synthetic rubber hose. What is the color of an AN steel flared tube fitting? Answer: black. Which of the following statements is correct in reference to flare fittings? 1. AN fitting has an identifying shoulder between the end of the threads and the flare cone. 2. AC and AN fittings are considered identical except for material composition and identifying colors. 3. AN fittings are generally interchangeable with AC fittings of compatible material composition. Answer 1. Flexible lines must be installed with. Answer: a slack of 5 to 8% of the length. The maximum distance between fittings to which a straight hose assembly is to be connected is 50 inches. The minimum hose length to make such a connection should be. Answer: 52.5 inches. Excessive stress on fluid or pneumatic metal tubing caused by expansion and contraction due to temperature changes can best be avoided by. Answer: providing bends in the tubing. The material specifications for a certain aircraft require that a replacement oil line be fabricated from 3/4-inch 0.072-5052-0 aluminum alloy tubing. What is the inside dimension of this tubing? Answer: 0.606 inch. In most aircraft hydraulic systems, two-piece tube connectors consisting of a sleeve and a nut are used when a tubing flare is required. The use of this type connector eliminates. Answer: the possibility of reducing the flare thickness by wiping or ironing during the tightening process. During installation, MS flareless fittings. Answer: are normally tightened by turning out a specified amount, unless the manufacturer lists torque values. When flaring tubing for use with AN fittings, the flare angle must be. Answer: 37 degrees. Scratches or nicks on the straight portion of aluminum alloy tubing may be repaired if they are no deeper than. Answer: 10% of the wall thickness. Flexible hose used in aircraft systems is classified in size according to the. Answer: inside diameter. When a Teflon hose has been in service for a time, what condition may have occurred, or what precaution should be taken when it is temporarily removed from the aircraft? Answer: the hose may have developed a set, or have been manufactured with a preset shape, and must be supported to maintain its shape. Scratch or nick in aluminum tubing can be repaired, provided it does not. Answer: appear in the heel of a bend. Which of the following hose materials are compatible with phosphate ester-based fluids? Answer: butyl and Teflon. Which tubings have the characteristics, high strength, abrasion resistance necessary for use in a high-pressure, 3000 psi hydraulic system for operation or landing gear and flaps? Answer: corrosion-resistant steel annealed or 1/4H. When installing bonded clamps to support metal tubing. Answer: remove paint or anodizing from tube at clamp. Location: in a metal tubing installation. Answer: tension is undesirable because pressurization will cause it to expand and shift. Which of the following tools is best to use when cutting soft aluminum tubing? Answer: hand-operated wheel-type tubing cutter. The primary purpose of providing suitable bends in fluid and pneumatic metal tubing. Answer: prevent excessive stress on the tubing. Which of the following statements is true regarding minimum allowable bend radii for 1.5 inches OD or less aluminum alloy and steel tubing of the same size? Answer: the minimum radius for steel is greater than for aluminum. A gas or fluid line marked with the DAN is a dual-purpose pneumatic and/or hydraulic line for. Answer: used to carry a hazardous substance. Which statement is true regarding the variety of symbols utilized on the identifying color code bands that are currently used on aircraft plumbing lines? Answer. Symbols are always black against a white background regardless of line content. If a coupling nut is over-tightened, where is the tube most likely to be weak and damaged? Answer. At the sleeve, fitting nut, or tube flare. When installing a castle nut, and the nut castellation does not align with the cotter hole in the bolt within the torque range, the acceptable practice is to answer. Change the nut or washer and try again. Which statement concerning Bernoulli's principle is true? Answer. Pressure of a fluid decreases at points where the velocity of the fluid increases. 1. Bonded clamps are used for support when installing metal tubing. 2. Unbonded clamps are used for support when installing wiring. Regarding the above statements, answer. Both 1 and 2 are true. Which statement is true regarding flattening of tubing in bends? Answer. The small diameter of the flattening section must not be less than 75% of the original outside diameter. A 3/8-inch aircraft high-pressure flexible hose compared to 3/8-inch metal tubing used in the same system will answer. Have equivalent flow characteristics. Magnetic particle inspection is used primarily to detect answer. Flaws on or near the surface. Liquid penetrant inspection methods may be used on which of the following? Answer. Ferrous and non-ferrous metals and non-porous plastics. Which of these non-destructive testing methods is suitable for the inspection of most metals, plastics, and ceramics for surface and subsurface defects? Answer. Ultrasonic inspection. Which of the following defects are not acceptable for metal lines? Answer. Dents in straight section that are 20% of tube diameter. What non-destructive testing method requires little or no part preparation, is used to detect surface or near-surface defects in most metals, and may also be used to separate metals or alloys and their heat-treated conditions? Answer. Eddy current inspection. What method of magnetic particle inspection is used most often to inspect aircraft parts for invisible cracks and other defects? Answer. Continuous. Which of the following factors are considered essential knowledge for X-ray exposure? Answer. Material thickness and density, and the type of defect to be detected. The testing medium that is generally used in magnetic particle inspection utilizes a ferromagnetic material that has answer. High permeability and low retentivity. Which statement relating to the residual magnetizing inspection method is true? Answer. It may be used with steels which have been heat-treated for stressed applications. A mechanic completed a bonded honeycomb repair using the potted compound repair technique. What non-destructive test method is used to determine the soundness of the repair after the repair has cured? Answer. Metallic ring test. What two types of indicating mediums are available for magnetic particle inspection? Answer. Wet and dry process materials. Which of the following materials may be inspected using the magnetic particle inspection method? Answer. Iron alloys. One way demagnetized after magnetic particle inspection is by answer. Slowly moving the part out of an AC magnetic field of sufficient strength. Which type of crack can be detected by magnetic particle inspection using either circular or longitudinal magnetization? Answer. 45 degrees. Which of the following methods may be suitable to use to detect cracks open to the surface in aluminum forgings and castings? A dye penetrant inspection and eddy current inspection. To detect a minute crack using dye penetrant inspection, usually answer. A longer than normal penetrating time. Which of the following is a main determinant of the dwell time to use when conducting a dye or fluorescent penetrant inspection? Answer. The size and shape of the discontinuities being looked for. When checking an item with the magnetic particle inspection method, circular and longitudinal magnetization should be used to answer. Reveal all possible defects. In magnetic particle inspection, a flaw that is perpendicular to the magnetic field flux lines generally causes answer. A large disruption in the magnetic field. If dye penetrant inspection indications are not sharp and clear, the most probable cause is that the part answer was not thoroughly washed before the developer was applied. 1. An aircraft part may be demagnetized by subjecting a magnetizing force from alternating current that is gradually reduced in strength. 2. An aircraft part may be demagnetized by subjecting it to a magnetizing force from direct that is alternately reversed in direction and gradually reduced in strength. Regarding the above statements, answer: both 1 and 2 are true. The pattern for an inclusion is a magnetic particle buildup forming. Answer: parallel lines. A part which is being prepared for dye-penetrant inspection should be cleaned with. Answer: a volatile petroleum-based solvent. Under magnetic inspection, a part will be identified as having a fatigue crack, under which condition. Answer: the discontinuity is found in a highly stressed area of the part. In performing a dye-penetrant inspection, the developer, answer, acts as a blotter to produce a visible indication. What defects will be detected by magnetizing a part using continuous longitudinal magnetization with a cable? Answer: defects perpendicular to the long axis of the part. Circular magnetization of a part can be used to detect which defects. Answer: defects parallel to the long axis of the part. 1. In non-destructive testing, a discontinuity defined as an interruption in the normal physical structure or configuration of a part. 2. A discontinuity may or may not affect the usefulness of a part. Regarding the above statements, answer: both 1 and 2 are true. What type of corrosion may attack the grain bound aluminum alloys when the heat treatment process has been improperly accomplished? Answer: intergranular. Which of the following describe the effects of annealing steel and aluminum alloys? Answer: decreasing internal stresses and softening of the metal. Which heat treating process metal produces a hard, wear-resistant surface over a strong, tough core? Answer: case hardening. Which heat treating operation would be performed when the metal is changed chemically by introducing a high carbide or nitride content? Answer: case hardening. Normalized process of heat treating. Answer: iron-based metals only. Which of the following occurs when a mechanical force such as rolling, hammering, or bending is repeatedly applied to most metals at room temperature? Answer: the metals become artificially aged. The reheating of a heat-treated metal, such as with a welding torch, answer, can significantly alter a metal's properties in the reheated area. Why is steel tempered after being hardened? Answer: to relieve its internal stresses and reduce its brittleness. What aluminum designations indicate that the metal has received no hardening or tempering treatment? Answer: 3F. Which material cannot be heat treated repeatedly without harmful effects? Answer: clad aluminum alloy. What is descriptive of the annealing process of steel during and after it has been annealed? Answer: slow cooling, low strength. Torque values for aircraft bolts normally consider: are the threads to be clean and dry? What is used in the construction of aircraft exhaust collectors, stacks, and manifolds? A stainless steel. What metal has short-time heat properties and is used in the construction of aircraft firewalls? Answer: titanium alloy. Unless otherwise specified or required, aircraft bolts should be installed so that the bolt head is, answer, upward or in a forward direction. Alclad is a metal consisting of, answer, pure aluminum surface layers on an aluminum alloy core. A fiber type, self-locking nut must never be used on an aircraft if the bolt is, answer, subject to rotation. 8260-1. Self-locking nuts may be used on aircraft provided that, answer, the bolt or nut is not subject to rotation. The Society of Automotive Engineers, SAE, and the American Iron and Steel Institute use a numerical index system to identify the composition of various steels. In the number 4130 designating chromium molybdenum steel, the first digit indicates the, answer, basic alloying element. Refer to Figure 42. Which of the bolt head code markings shown identifies an AN corrosion-resistant steel bolt? Answer: 3. Aircraft bolts with a cross or asterisk marked on the bolt head are, answer, standard steel bolts. Which statement regarding aircraft bolts is correct? Answer: in general, bolt grip lengths should equal the material thickness. Generally speaking, bolt grip lengths should be equal to the thickness of the material, which is answer equal to the thickness of the material which is fastened together. When the torque value for nuts is not given, where can the recommended torque value be found? Answer: AC 43.13 to 1B. Refer to Figure 43. Identify the clevis bolt. Illustrated. Answer 1B3. A particular component is a aircraft structure by the use of an aircraft bolt and a castle tension nut combination. If the cotter pin not align within the recommended torque range, the acceptable practice is to answer, change washers, and try again. A bolt with a single raised dash on the head is classified as an answer, a corrosion-resistant steel bolt. How is a clevis bolt used with a fork-end cable terminal secured? Answer: with a shear nut tightened snug fit, but with no strain imposed on the fork, and safetied with a cotter pin. Where is an AN clevis bolt used in an airplane? Answer: only for shear load applications. A bolt with an X inside a triangle on the head is classified as an answer, NAS close tolerance bolt. The core material of Alclad 2024 T4 is answer, heat-treated aluminum alloy, and the surface material is commercially pure aluminum. The aluminum code number 1100 identifies what type of aluminum. Answer: 99% commercially pure aluminum. Aircraft bolts are usually manufactured with a answer, Class 3 fit for the threads. In 4-digit aluminum index stem number 2024, the first digit indicates answer, the major alloying element. How is the locking feature of the fiber type lock nut obtained? Answer: by the use of an unthreaded fiber locking insert. Why should an aircraft maintenance technician be familiar with weld nomenclature? Answer: in order to familiarity with the welding technique, filler material, and temperature range used. Refer to Figure 44. Identify the weld caused by an excessive amount of acetylene. Answer 3. Refer to Figure 44. Select the illustration which depicts a cold weld. Answer 2. Why is it considered good practice to normalize a part after welding? Answer: to relieve internal stresses developed within the base metal. Holes and a few projecting globules are found in a weld. What action should be taken? Answer: remove all the old weld, and re-weld the joint. Which condition indicates a part has cooled too quickly after being welded? Answer: cracking adjacent to the weld. Select a characteristic of a good gas weld. Answer: the weld should taper off smoothly into the base metal. One characteristic of a good weld is that no oxide should be formed on the base metal at a distance from the weld of more than answer, 1/2 inch. In examining and evaluating a welded joint, a mechanic should be familiar with answer, likely ambient exposure conditions and intended use of the part, along with type of weld and original part material composition. Refer to Figure 45. What type weld is shown at A? Answer: butt. Weld A is a single butt weld. Weld B is a double butt weld. Weld C are both butt welds. Weld D is a rosette weld. Weld E is a fillet weld. Weld F is an edge weld. Welds G are lap welds. Refer to Figure 45. What type weld is shown at B? Answer: double butt. Refer to Figure 45. What type weld is shown at G? A lap. On a weld, the penetration requirement includes what percentages of the base metal thickness? Answer: 25 to 50%. Which tool can be used to measure the alignment of a rotor shaft or the plane of rotation of a disc? Answer: dial indicator. Refer to Figure 46. The measurement reading on the illustrated micrometer is answer 0.2851. Identify the correct statement. Answer: do not provide a reading when used as a measuring device. Refer to Figure 47. What is the measurement reading on the vernier caliper scale? Answer: 1.436 inches. Which tool is used? Clearance between a surface plate and a relatively narrow surface being checked for flatness. Answer: thickness gauge. Which number represents the vernier scale graduation of a micrometer? Answer, 0.0001. Which tool is used to find the center of a shaft, or other cylindrical work? Answer, combination set. Refer to Figure 48. What does the micrometer read? Answer, 0.3004. If it is necessary to accurately measure the diameter of a hole approximately 1/4 inch in diameter, the mechanic should use a answer, small hole gauge. Determine the size of the hole by taking a micrometer reading of the ball end of the gauge. Refer to Figure 49. The measurement reading on the micrometer is answer, 0.2792. What tool is generally used to set a divider to an exact dimension? Answer, machinist scale. What tool is generally used to calibrate a micrometer or check its accuracy? Answer, gauge block. What precision tool is used for measuring crankpin and main bearing journals for out-of-round wear? Answer, micrometer caliper. The side clearances of piston rings are measured with a answer, thickness gauge. How can the dimensional inspection of a bearing in a rocker arm be accomplished? Answer, telescopic gauge and micrometer. The twist of a connecting rod is checked by push-fit arbors in both ends, supported by parallel steel bars on a surface plate. Measurements are taken between the arbor and the parallel bar with a answer, thickness gauge. What may be used to check the stem on a poppet-type valve for stretch? Answer, micrometer. 8307. Which tool can be used to determine piston pin out of round wear? Answer, micrometer caliper. During starting of a turbine power plant, using a compressed air starter, a hung start occurred. Select the proper procedure. Answer, shut the engine down. A hung start in a jet engine is often caused by answer, the starter cutting off too soon. Which statement below reflects a typical requirement when towing some aircraft? Answer, if the aircraft has a steerable nose wheel, the torque link lock should be set to full swivel. Which statement is true regarding the tie-down of small aircraft? Answer, nylon or Dacron rope is preferred to manila rope. Approaching the front of an idling jet engine, the hazard area extends forward of the engine approximately. Answer, 25 feet. Which of the following is the most satisfactory extinguishing agent for use on a carburetor or intake fire? Answer, carbon dioxide. Refer to Figure 50. Identify the signal to engage rotor on a rotorcraft. Answer 3. If a radial engine has been shut down more than 30 minutes, the propeller should be rotated through at least 2 revolutions too. Answer, check for hydraulic lock. The priming of ejected horizontally opposed engine is accomplished by placing the fuel control lever in the answer, full rich position. The most important condition to be monitored during start after fuel flow begins with the turbine engine is the answer, EGT, TIT, or IDT. Which of the following conditions has the most potential for causing engine damage when starting or attempting to start a turbine engine? Answer, hot start. How is a flooded engine, equipped with a float-type carburetor, cleared of excessive fuel? Answer, crank the engine with the starter, or by hand, with the mixture control in ignition switch off, and the throttle fully open, until the fuel charge has been cleared. What effect, if any, will aviation gasoline mixed with jet fuel have on a turbine engine? Answer, the tetraethyl lead in the gasoline forms deposits on the turbine blades. 1. Is of higher viscosity than aviation gasoline, and therefore holds contaminants more readily. 2. Viscosity has no relation to contamination of fuel. Regarding the above statements, answer, only one is true. When towing a large aircraft, answer, a person should be in the cockpit to operate the brakes. Whether vaning tendency is greatest when taxiing? Answer, a tailwheel-type airplane in a direct crosswind. When taxiing an airplane tailwind, the elevators and a answer, upwind aileron should be held in the down position. When taxiing or towing an aircraft, a flashing red light from the control tower means answer, move clear of the runway taxiway immediately. A person should approach or leave a helicopter in the pilot's field of vision whenever the engine is running in order to avoid answer, the tail rotor. When taxiing or towing an aircraft, a flashing white light from the control tower means. Answer: return to starting point. Taxi or towing an aircraft, an alternating red and green light from the control tower means. Answer: okay to proceed, but use extreme caution. When stopping a nosewheel type airplane after taxiing, the nosewheel should be left. Answer: pointed straight ahead. When first starting to move an aircraft while taxiing, it is important to. Answer: test the brakes. The color of 100 LL fuel is. Answer: blue. Aviation fuels, which possess greater anti-knock qualities than 100 octane, classified. Answer: by performance numbers. Why is ethylene dibromide added to aviation gasoline? Answer: to scavenge lead oxide from the cylinder. Combustion chambers. Both gasoline and kerosene have certain advantages for use as turbine fuel. Which statement is true in reference to the advantages of each? Answer: kerosene has a higher heat energy value per unit volume than gasoline. What must accompany fuel vaporization? Answer: an absorption of heat. Characteristics of detonation are. Answer: rapid in cylinder pressure, excessive cylinder head temperature, and a decrease in engine power. A fuel that vaporizes too readily may cause. Answer: vapor lock. Jet fuel number identifiers are. Answer: type numbers and have no relation to the fuel's performance in the aircraft engine. The main differences between grades 100 and 100 LL fuel are. Answer: lead content and color. Characteristics of aviation gasoline are. Answer: high heat value, high volatility. Tetraethyl lead is added to aviation gasoline to. Answer: improve the gasoline's performance in the engine. A fuel that does not vaporize readily enough can cause. Answer: hard starting. A primary reason why ordinary, or otherwise approved cleaning compounds should not be used when washing aircraft is because their use can result in. Answer: hydrogen embrittlement in metal structures. How may magnesium engine parts be cleaned? Answer: wash with a commercial solvent, decarbonize, and scrape or grit fast. When an anodized surface coating is damaged in service, it can be partially restored by. Answer: chemical surface treatment. For which of the following reasons would a water break test be conducted? Answer: to make certain that a bare metal surface is thoroughly clean. Select the solvent recommended for wipe down of clean surfaces just before painting. Answer: aliphatic naphtha. Nickel-cadmium battery case. Drain surfaces which have been affected by electrolyte should be neutralized with a solution of. Answer: boric acid. Which of the following are acceptable to use when utilizing chemical cleaning agents on aircraft? Answer: cotton fiber wiping cloths when using a flammable agent and atomizing spray equipment. Select the solvent used to clean acrylics and rubber. Answer: aliphatic naphtha. FAA surfaces cause concern in chemical cleaning because of the danger of. Answer: entrapping corrosive materials. Caustic cleaning products used on aluminum structures have the effect of producing. Answer: corrosion. Fretting corrosion is most likely to occur. Answer: when two surfaces fit tightly together but can move relative to one another. The rust or corrosion that occurs with most metals is the result of. Answer: a tendency for them to return to their natural state. Which of the following are the desired effects of using alladine on aluminum alloy? Answer: a slightly rough surface and increased corrosion resistance. Which of the listed conditions is not one of the requirements for corrosion to occur? Answer: the presence of a passive oxide film. The lidding or flaking of metal at the surface, lamination of grain boundaries caused by the pressure of corrosion residual products buildup is called. Answer: exfoliation. A non-electrolytic treatment for aluminum alloys to increase corrosion resistance and paint bonding qualities is called. Answer: anodizing. Which of the following are acceptable to use in cleaning anodized surfaces? Answer: aluminum wool and fiber bristle brushes. Intergranular corrosion in aluminum alloy parts commonly appears as thread-like filaments of corrosion products under a dense film of paint. Not always be detected by surface indications. 8363-1. Which of the following may not be detectable, even by careful visual inspection of the surface of aluminum alloy parts or structures? Answer: intergranular corrosion. What may be used to remove corrosion from highly stressed steel surfaces? Answer: fine grit aluminum oxide. A primary cause of intergranular corrosion is: answer: improper heat treatment. Corrosion should be removed from magnesium parts with a: answer: stiff, non-metallic brush. Why is it important not to rotate the after the corrosion preventive mixture has been put into the cylinders on engines for storage? Answer: the seal of corrosion preventive mixture will be broken. Which of the following is an acceptable first-step procedure to help prevent scratching when cleaning a transparent plastic surface? Answer: flush the surface with clean water. What should be done to prevent rapid deterioration when oil or grease come in contact with a tire? Answer: wipe the tire with a dry cloth followed by a washdown, and rinse with soap and water. Galvanic corrosion is likely to be most rapid and severe when: answer: the surface area of the anodic metal is smaller than the surface area of the cathodic metal. Corrosion caused by galvanic action is the result of: answer: contact between two unlike metals. Which of these materials is the most anodic? Answer: magnesium. The interior surface of sealed structural steel tubing would be best protected against corrosion by which of the following? Answer: a coating of linseed oil. Which of these materials is the most cathodic? Answer: stainless steel. Of the following, when and/or where is galvanic corrosion is most likely to occur? Answer: at the interface of a steel fastener and aluminum alloy inspection plate in the presence of an electrolyte. One way of obtaining increased resistance to stress corrosion is by: answer: creating compressive stresses via shot peening on the metal surface. 1. In the corrosion process, it is the cathodic area, or dissimilar cathodic material that corrodes. 2. In the galvanic chemical series for metals, the most anodic metals are those that will give up electrons most easily. Regarding the above statements, the only two is true. Spilled mercury on aluminum. Answer: causes rapid and severe corrosion that is very difficult to control. What power of 10 is equal to 1 billion? Answer: 10 to the 9th power. What is defined as a group of bits representing a complete piece of information? Answer: byte. Convert the binary number 00001111 to a whole number. Answer: 15. Convert 7 to binary form. Answer: 0111. Find the square root of 1746. Answer: 41.7852. Refer to figure 52. Solve the equation. Answer: 5. Find the square root of 3022.1835. Answer: 61.0097. Which of the following is equal to the square root of minus 1776%, minus 632? Answer: 16. Refer to figure 69. Solve the equation. Answer: 12. 64 cubed equals. Answer: 262,144. Find the value of 10 raised to the negative 6th power. Answer: 0.00001. What is the square root of 4 raised to the 5th power? Answer: 32. The number 3.47 x 10 to the negative 4th power is equal to. Answer: 7.000347. Which alternative answer is equal to 16,300? Answer: 1.63 4th power. Find the square root of 124.9924. Answer: 1118 times 10 to the negative 2nd power. What is the square root of 16 raised to the 4th power? Answer: 256. Refer to figure 53. Solve the equation. Answer: 4.0419. The result of 7 raised to the 3rd power plus the square root of 39 is equal to. Answer: 349.24. Find the square root of 1824. Answer: 42,708 times 10 to the 2nd power. Refer to figure 65. Which of the figures is using scientific notation? Answer: 1. Refer to figure 70. Which alternative answer is equal to 5.59? Answer 1. Refer to figure 67. Solve the equation. Answer 7.042. Refer to figure 68, which results in the largest number. Answer 2. The total piston displacement in a reciprocating engine is. Answer. The volume displaced by all the pistons during one revolution of the crankshaft. What is the surface area of a cube where a side edge measures 7.25 inches? Answer. 7,315.375 square inches. Refer to figure 54. Compute the area of the trapezoid. Answer. 52.5 square feet. Refer to figure 71. What is the volume of a sphere with a radius of 4.5 inches? Answer. 381.7 cubic inches. What sheet of metal is required to fabricate a cylinder 20 inches long and 8 inches in diameter? Answer. 20 inches by 25 9/64 inches. Refer to figure 55. Find the area of the triangle shown. Answer. 6 square inches. What force is exerted on the piston in a hydraulic if the area of the piston is 1.2 square inches and the fluid pressure is 850 psi? Answer. 960 pounds. A rectangular fuel tank measures 60 inches in length, 30 inches in width, and 12 inches in depth. How many cubic feet are within the tank? Answer 12.5. Select the container size that will be equal in volume to 60 gallons of fuel. 7.5 gal equals 1 QFT. Answer. 8.0 cubic feet. Refer to figure 56. Compute the area of the trapezoid. Answer. 10 square feet. Refer to figure 57. Determine the area of the triangle formed by points A, B, and C. A to B equals 7.5 inches. A to D equals 16.8 inches. Answer. 63 square inches. What is the measurement of a master cylinder with a 1.5-inch diameter bore and a piston stroke of 4 inches? Answer. 7.0686 cubic inches. How many gallons of fuel will be contained in a rectangular tank, which measures 2 feet in width, 3 feet in length, and 1 foot 8 inches in depth? 7.5 gal equals 1 QFT. Answer 75. A rectangular shaped fuel tank measures 2 inches in length, 3/4 foot in width, and 1/4 inches in depth. How many gallons will the tank contain? 231.
Queen gallon.
Answer 8.83. A 4-cylinder aircraft engine has a cylinder bore of 3.78 inches and is 8.5 inches deep. With the piston on bottom center, the top of the piston measures 4.0 inches from the bottom of the cylinder. What is the approximate piston displacement of this engine? Answer. 200 cubic inches. A rectangular shaped fuel tank measures 37.1/2 inches in length, 14 inches in width, and 8.1/4 inches in depth. How many cubic inches are within the tank? Answer 4,331.25. A 6-cylinder engine with a bore of 3.5 inches, a cylinder height of 7 inches, and a stroke of 4.5 inches will have a total piston displacement of. Answer. 259.77 cubic inches. Select the traction which is equal to 0.0250. Answer 1/40. 1.21875 is equal to. Answer 39/32. If the volume of a cylinder with the piston at bottom center is 84 cubic inches, and the piston displacement is 70 cubic inches, then the compression ratio is. Answer 6:1. Express 7/8 as a percent. Answer. 87.5%. To convert 7/8 into a percentage, divide 7 by 8 and multiply this by 100. 7 divided by 8 equals 0.875 times 100 equals 87.5%. What is the speed of a spur gear with 42 teeth driven by a pinion gear with 14 teeth turning 420 rpm? Answer 140 rpm. An engine develops 108 horsepower at 87% power. What horsepower would be developed at 65% power? Answer 81. A certain aircraft bolt has an overall length of 1/2 inches, with a shank length of 13/16 inches, and a threaded portion length of 5/8 inch. What is the grip length? Answer, 0.5625 inch. Select the fractional equivalent for a 0.0625 inch thick sheet of aluminum. Answer 1/16. Examples of units used in the conventional, U.S., or English, measurement include: Answer, inch, ounce, and pound. Express 5/8 as a percent. Answer, 62.5%. To convert 5/8 into a percentage, divide 5 by 8 and multiply this by 100. 5 divided by 8 equals 0.625. 0.625 x 100 equals 62.5%. Select the decimal which is most nearly equal to 77/64. Answer 1.2031. To convert a common fraction into a decimal fraction, divide the numerator by the denominator. 77 divided by 64 equals 1.203125. An airplane flying a distance of 750 miles use 60 gallons of gasoline. How many gallons will it need to travel 2,500 miles? Answer 200. What is the speed ratio of an input gear with 361 teeth meshed to a gear with 20 teeth? Answer 1.8. A pinion gear with 14 teeth is driving a spur gear with 42 teeth at 140 rpm. Determine the speed of the pinion gear. Answer, 420 rpm. The parts department's profit is 12% on a new part. How much does the part cost if the selling price is $145.602? Answer, $130. If an engine is turning 1965 pm at 65% power, what is its maximum ROM? Answer, 3023. An engine of 98 horsepower maximum is running at 75% power. What is the horsepower being developed? Answer, 73.50. A blueprint shows a hole of 0.17187 to be drilled. Which fraction size drill bit is most nearly equal? A equals 11/64. Which decimal is most nearly equal to a bend radius of 31/64? Answer, 0.484. 465 engines are what percent of 80 engines? Answer, 81%. The radius of a piece of round stock is 7/32. Select the decimal which is most nearly equal to the diameter. Answer, 0.4375. Maximum life for a certain part is 1,100 hours. Recently, 15 of these parts were removed from different aircraft with an average life of 835.3 hours. What percent of the maximum part life has been achieved? Answer, 75.9%. What is the ratio of 10 feet to 30 inches? Answer, 4:1. 8,431. How much current does a 30-volt, 1/2 horsepower motor that is 85% efficient draw from the bus? Note, 1 horsepower equals 746 watts. Answer, 14.6 amperes. Solve the equation. 4x -3 plus minus 9 times 2% 2 equals. Answer, -15. Solve the equation. 64 times 3/8% 3/4 equals. Answer, 32. Solve the equation. 32 times 3/8% 1/6 equals. Answer, 72. What is the ratio of a gasoline fuel load of 200 gallons to one of 1,680 pounds? Answer, 5:7. Solve the equation. 1/2 minus 30 plus 34, 5 equals. Answer, 10. Refer to figure 58. Solve the equation. Answer, 714.002. Refer to figure 59. Solve the equation. Answer, -5.20. Solve the equation. 143 minus 6, 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals. Answer, 82. Solve the equation. -6, -9, -8 plus 4, 2, 7 plus 3, equals. Answer: -96. Solve the equation. -3 plus 2, -12 4, plus, -4 plus 6, x3. Answer 22. Refer to figure 60. Solve the equation. Answer 11.9. Refer to the figure 66. Solve the equation. Answer 36,002. Where is the record of compliance with airworthiness directives or manufacturer's service bulletins normally indicated? Answer: aircraft maintenance records. If work performed on an aircraft has been done satisfactorily, the signature of an authorized person on the maintenance records for maintenance or alterations performed constitutes. Answer: approval for return to service only for the work performed. During an annual inspection, if a defect is found which makes the aircraft unairworthy, the person disapproving must: Answer: provide a written notice of the defect to the owner. What is the means by which the FAA notifies aircraft owners and other interested persons of unsafe conditions and prescribes the condition under which the product may continue to be operated? Answer: airworthiness directives. Which is an appliance major repair? Answer: overhaul of a hydraulic pressure pump. Where should valve find this entry? Removed right wing from aircraft and removed skin from outer 6 spar 49 inches from tip in accordance with figure 8 in the manufacturer's structural repair manual number 28-1. Answer: FAA Form 337. Which maintenance action is an airframe major repair? Answer: the repair of portions of skin sheets by making additional seams. Which aircraft record entry is the best description of the replacement of several damaged helicoils and a casting? Answer: 8 January 4, 2020 inch standard helicoils were replaced. The damaged inserts were extracted, the tapped holes gauged, then new inserts installed and tangs removed. Which maintenance record entry best describes the action taken for a control cable showing approximately 20% wear on several of the individual outer wires at a fair lead? Answer: where within acceptable limits. Repair not necessary. Which maintenance record entry best describes the action taken for a 0.125 inch deep dent in a straight section of 1/2 inch aluminum alloy? Answer: dented section removed and replaced with identical new tubing flared to 37 degrees. Which statement is true regarding the requirements for maintenance record format? Answer: any format that provides record continuity and includes the required information may be used. When a 100-hour inspection is completed, if separate maintenance records for the airframe, power plants, and propellers are maintained, where is the entry for the inspection recorded? Answer: in each Part 91. What difference is there, if any, between the record entry requirements for maintenance, e.g., repair or alteration, and the record entry requirements for inspections, beyond the description of the work performed and the type, extent of inspection? Answer: aircraft total time is required to be included only in the inspection entry. If more space is needed for a work description entered on FAA Form 337, what information should be included on the attached sheets, in addition to the rest of the work description? Answer: aircraft nationality and registration mark, and the date the work was accomplished. A person installing a product, part, or appliance on a type-certificated product must make certain that the item's records document the answer product, part, or material meets FAA airworthiness standards. Which aircraft record entry best describes a repair of a dent in a tubular steel structure, dented at a cluster? Answer: welded a reinforcing plate over the dented area. Who is responsible for making the entry in the maintenance records after an annual, 100-hour, or progressive inspection? Answer: the person approving or disapproving for return to. For aircraft operated under Part 91, which of the following records must be retained for at least 1 year, or until the work is repeated or superseded? Answer: records of maintenance, alterations, preventive maintenance, 100-hour annual, and progressive inspections. A certificated mechanic without an inspection authorization who signs the appropriate block on FAA Form 337 is doing what? Answer: certifying that the work was done in accordance with the requirements of 14 CFR Part 4. For aircraft operated under Part 91, which of the following records must be retained and transferred with the aircraft when it is sold? Answer: records of the current status of applicable ADS, and date and time when recurring ADS are next due. An aircraft owner was provided a list of discrepancies on an aircraft that was not approved for return to service after an annual inspection. Which of the following statements is true concerning who may correct the discrepancies? 1. Only a mechanic with an inspection authorization. 2. An appropriately rated mechanic. 3. Any certificated repair station. Answer: 2. An appropriately rated mechanic. When a discrepancy list is provided to an aircraft owner or operator after an inspection, it says in effect that, answer, except for these discrepancies, the item inspected is airworthy. In order to reconstruct lost or destroyed aircraft maintenance records, what is it necessary to establish? Answer: total time in service of the airframe. When approving for return to service after maintenance or alteration, the approving person must enter in the maintenance record of a description, a reference to acceptable data, of work performed, date of completion, the name of the person performing the work, if someone else, signature, certificate number, and kind of certificate held. What are the appropriate actions concerning minor repairs performed on a certificated aircraft? 1. FAA Form 337 must be completed. 2. Entries must be made in the aircraft's maintenance record. 3. The owner of the aircraft must submit a record of all minor repairs to the FAA at least annually. Answer: 2. Entries must be made in the aircraft's maintenance record. When work is performed on an aircraft that necessitates the use of FAA Form 337, who should prepare the form? Answer: the person who performs or supervises the work. What is the status of data used as a basis for approving major repairs or alterations for return to service? Answer: data must be FAA approved prior to its use for that purpose. Which statement is true regarding the use of FAA Form 337? Answer: FAA Form 337 is not authorized for use with other than U.S. registered aircraft. After making a certain repair to an aircraft engine that is to be returned to service, an FAA Form 337 is prepared. How many copies are required, and what is the disposition of the completed forms? Answer: 2. 1 copy for the aircraft owner and 1 copy for the FAA. Who is responsible for upkeep of the required maintenance records for an aircraft? Answer: the aircraft owner. An aircraft was not approved for return to service after an annual inspection, and the owner wanted to fly the aircraft to another maintenance base. Which statement is correct? Answer: the owner must obtain a special flight permit. Each person performing an annual or 100-hour inspection shall use a checklist that contains at least this items in the appendix of Answer: 14 CFR Part 43. An FAA Form 337 is used to record and document Answer: major repairs and major alterations. After a mechanic holding an airframe and power plant rating completes a 100-hour inspection, what action is required before the aircraft is returned to service? Answer: make the proper entries in the aircraft's maintenance record. Which of the following may a certificated airframe and power plant mechanic perform on aircraft and approve for return to service? 1. A 100-hour inspection. 2. An annual inspection, under specified circumstances. 3. A progressive inspection, under specified circumstances. Answer: 1. 3. What is ADA ISPEC 2200? Answer: standardized electronic documentation for operating cylinder in a 3000 psi system has a piston with a surface area of 3 square inches on the extension side, and a rod with a cross-section area of 1 square inch attached to the piston on the other side. Approximately how much force will the actuator be able to produce when retracting? Answer: 9.000 pounds. The boiling point of a given liquid varies. Answer. Directly with pressure. Which of the following is not considered a method of heat transfer? Answer. Diffusion. An engine that weighs 350 pounds is removed from an aircraft by means of a mobile hoist. The engine is raised 3 feet above its attachment mount, and the entire assembly is then moved forward 12 feet. A constant force of 70 pounds is required to move the loaded hoist. What is the total work input required to move the hoist? Answer. 840 foot-pounds. Which condition is the actual amount of water vapor in a mixture of air and water? Answer. Absolute humidity. Under which conditions will the rate of flow of a liquid through a metering orifice, or jet, be the greatest, all other factors being equal? Answer. Unmetered pressure, 17 psi, metered pressure, 5 psi, atmospheric pressure, 14.7 psi. Refer to Figure 61. The amount of force applied to rope A to lift the weight is. Answer. 15 pounds. Which will weigh the least? Answer. 35 parts of dry air and 65 parts of water vapor. Which is the ratio of the water vapor actually present in the atmosphere to the amount that would be present if the air were saturated at the prevailing temperature and pressure? Answer. Relative humidity. The speed of sound in the atmosphere. Answer. Changes with a change in temperature. The speed of sound in the atmosphere is most affected by variations in which of the following? Answer. Ambient temperature. If the volume of a confined gas is doubled without the addition of more gas, the pressure will, assume the temperature remains constant. Answer. Be reduced to 1/2 its original value. If the temperature of a confined liquid is held constant and its pressure is tripled, the volume will. Answer. Remain the same. How much work input is required to lower, not drop, a 120-pound weight from the top of a 3-foot table to the floor? Answer. 360 foot-pounds. Which atmospheric conditions will cause the true landing speed of an aircraft to be the greatest? Answer. High temperature with high humidity. If the fluid pressure is 800 psi in a 1/2-inch line supplying an actuating cylinder with a piston area of 10 square inches, the force exerted on the piston will be. Answer. 8.000 pounds. In physics, which of the following factors are necessary to determine power? Answer. Force exerted, distance moved, and time required. If the volume of a confined gas is doubled without the addition of more gas, the pressure will, assume the temperature remains constant. Answer. Be reduced to 1/2 its original value. If the temperature of a confined liquid is held constant and its pressure is tripled, the volume will. Answer. Remain the same. How much work input is required to lower, not drop, a 120-pound weight from the top of a 3-foot table to the floor? Answer. 360 foot-pounds. Which atmospheric conditions will cause the true landing speed of an aircraft to be the greatest? Answer. High temperature with high humidity. If the fluid pressure is 800 psi in a 1/2-inch line supplying an actuating cylinder with a piston area of 10 square inches, the force exerted on the piston will be. Answer. 8.000 pounds. In physics, which of the following factors are necessary to determine power? Answer. Force exerted, distance moved, and time required. What force must be applied to roll a 120-pound barrel up an inclined plane 9 feet long to a height of 3 feet? Disregard friction. Answer. 40 pounds. Which statement concerning heat and/or temperature is true? Answer. Temperature is a measure of the kinetic energy of the molecules of any substance. What is absolute humidity? Answer. The actual amount of the water vapor in a mixture of air and water. The temperature to which humid air must be cooled at constant pressure to become saturated is called. Answer. Dew point. If both the volume and the absolute temperature of a confined gas are doubled, the pressure will. Answer. Not change. If all, or a significant part of a stall strip is missing on an airplane wing, a likely result will be. Answer. Asymmetrical lateral control at or near stall angles of attack. The purpose of stall strips on airplane wings is to. Answer. Ensure that the wing root areas stall first. an airplane wing is designed to produce lift resulting from? Answer: positive air pressure below the wing's surface, and negative air pressure above the wing's surface. Which of the following is Newton's first law of motion, generally termed the law of inertia? Answer: objects at rest tend to remain at rest and objects in motion tend to remain in motion at the same speed and in the same direction, unless acted on by an external force. The purpose of aircraft wing dihedral is to? Answer: increase lateral stability. Aspect ratio of a wing is defined as the ratio of the? Answer: wingspan to the mean chord. A wing with a very high aspect ratio, in comparison with a low aspect ratio wing, will have? Answer: a low stall speed. The desired effect of using winglets on an aircraft's wingtips is to? Answer: increase the lift-to-drag ratio. The main rotor system on a helicopter is classified in 3 groups. Which of those listed is not one of these groups? Answer: the flexible beam rotor system. Which of the following statements is correct? Answer: when the collective pitch control lever is raised, the blade angle of all the rotor blades increases uniformly, and they create the lift that allows the helicopter to take off vertically. Airworthiness directives are issued primarily to? Answer: correct an unsafe condition. 1. A supplemental type certificate, STC MAV, be issued to more than one applicant for the same design change, providing each applicant shows compliance with the applicable airworthiness requirement. 2. An installation of an item manufactured in accordance with the Technical Standard Order, TSO system requires no further approval for installation in a particular aircraft. Regarding the above statements, answer: only one is true. What does the acronym TSO mean regarding a type certificated aircraft part, material, component, and or process? Answer: training specific organization. Primary responsibility for compliance with airworthiness directives lies with the? Answer: aircraft owner or operator. An aircraft type certificate data sheet contains? Answer: location of the datum. Suitability for use of a specific propeller with a particular engine-airplane combination can be determined by reference to what informational source? Answer: aircraft specifications, or aircraft type certificate 14 data sheet, 8497. When an aircraft is sold domestically, the airworthiness certificate? Answer: is transferred with the aircraft at the time of sale. The issuance of an airworthiness certificate is governed by? Answer: 14 CFR Part 21. Specifications pertaining to an aircraft model manufactured under a type certificate of which less than 50 are shown on the FAA Aircraft Registry can be found in the? Answer: aircraft listing. Where are technical descriptions of certificated propellers found? Answer: propeller type certificate data sheets. What information is generally contained in aircraft specifications, or type certificate data sheets? Answer: control surface movements. Placards required on an aircraft are specified in? Answer: aircraft specifications, or type certificate data sheets. Technical information about older aircraft models, of which no more than 50 remain in service, can be found in the? Answer: aircraft listing. Which of the following are sometimes used as authorization to deviate from an aircraft's original type design? Answer: FAA Form 337, Supplemental Type Certificate, an Airworthiness Directive. 1. The Federal Aviation Regulations require approval after compliance with the data of a supplemental type certificate. 2. An installation of an item manufactured in accordance with the Technical Standard Order system requires no further approval for installation in a particular aircraft. Regarding the above statements, answer: only one is true. Which regulation provides information regarding instrument range markings for an airplane certificated in the normal category? Answer: 14 CFR Part 23. Which regulation provides the airworthiness standards for an airplane certificated in the normal category? Answer: 14 CFR Part 23. What regulations are covered by 14 CF Part 1? Answer: definitions and abbreviations. 1. Propellers are not included in the airworthiness directive system. 2. A certificated powerplant mechanic MAV make a minor repair on an aluminum propeller and approve for return to service. Regarding the above statements, answer. Only 2 is true. An aircraft mechanic is privileged to perform major alterations on U.S. certificated aircraft. However, the work must be done in accordance with FAA-approved technical data before the aircraft can be returned to service. Which is not approved data? Answer. AC 43.13, 2A. What is the maintenance recording responsibility of the person who complies with an airworthiness directive? Answer. Make an entry in the maintenance record of that equipment. 1. Manufacturer's data and FAA publications such as airworthiness directives, type certificate data sheets, and advisory circulars are all approved data. 2. FAA publications such as technical standard orders, airworthiness directives, type certificate data sheets, and aircraft specifications and supplemental type certificates are all approved data. Regarding the above statements, answer. Only 2 is true. A technical standard order, TSO, is issued by whom? Answer. The administrator. The Air Transport Association of America, ADA. Specification number 100. 1 establishes a standard for the presentation of technical data in maintenance manuals. 2 divides the aircraft into numbered systems and subsystems in order to simplify locating maintenance instructions. Regarding the above statements, answer. Both 1 and 2 are true. Aviation Maintenance Alerts, formerly General Aviation Airworthiness Alerts. Answer. Provide information about aircraft problems and suggested corrective actions. Refer to Figure 62, 62A, and 62B as necessary. Which doublers requires heat treatment before installation? Answer. -102, 8512-1. Refer to Figures 62, 62A, and 62B as necessary. How many parts will need to be fabricated by the mechanic in the construction and installation of one doubler? Answer. 3. Refer to Figure 62, 62A, and 62B as necessary. Using only the information given, when bend allowance, setback, etc., have been calculated, which doubler is it possible to construct and install? Answer. -101. Refer to Figure 62. The -100 in the title block area 1 is applicable to which doubler part numbers? Answer. -101. Refer to Figure 63. An aircraft has a total time in service of 468 hours. The airworthiness directive given was initially complied with at 454 hours in service. How many additional hours in service may be accumulated before the airworthiness directive must again be complied with? Answer. 186. The following words are an example of what kind of statement in an AD required within the next 25 hours time in service after the effective date of this AD, unless already accomplished. Answer. Compliance. The action required by an AD may take what form? 1. Inspection. 2. Parts replacement. 3. Design modification. 4. Change in operating procedures. 5. Overall change in the content, form, and disposition of aircraft maintenance records. Answer 1, 2, 3, and/or 4. Type certificate data sheets are issued for which of the following products? Answer. Aircraft, engines, and propellers. The following is a table of airspeed limits is given in an FAA-issued aircraft specification. Normal operating speed, 0.260 knots. Never exceed speed, 0.293 knots. Maximum landing gear operation speed, 0.174 knots. Maximum flap extended speed, 0.139 knots. The high end of the white arc on the airspeed instrument would be at. Answer. 139 knots. When is a mechanic responsible for checking AD compliance? Answer. When performing an inspection required under Part 91, 125, or 135. How long are AD compliance records required to be kept? Answer. They shall be retained, and then transferred with the aircraft when it is sold. What does the Type Certificate Data Sheet Designation Code 2 PCSM mean? K01. Answer. 2 place, number of seats, closed, C, monoplane. Which of the following includes all the regulatory definitions of maintenance? Answer. Overhaul, repair, parts replacement, inspection, and preservation. What is the maximum penalty for cheating or other unauthorized conduct when taking an FAA mechanic test? Answer: ineligibility to receive any certificate or rating for 1 year, and suspension or revocation of any certificate held. A complete detailed inspection and adjustment of the valve mechanism will be made at the first 25 hours after the engine has been placed in service. Subsequent inspections of the valve mechanism will be made each second 50-hour period. From the above statement, at what intervals will valve mechanism inspections be performed? Answer: 100 hours. Check thrust bearing nuts for tightness on new or newly overhauled engines at the first 50-hour inspection following installation. Subsequent inspections on thrust bearing nuts will be made at each third 50-hour inspection. From the above statement, at what intervals should you check the thrust bearing nut for tightness? Answer: 150 hours. Certificated mechanics with a power plant rating may perform. Answer: 100-hour inspections required by the Federal Aviation Regulations on a power plant, propeller, or any component thereof, and may release the same to service. A repair, as performed on an airframe, shall mean. Answer: the restoration of the airframe to a condition for safe operation after damage or deterioration. The replacement of fabric on fabric-covered parts such as wings, fuselages, stabilizers, or control surfaces is considered to be a answer: major repair even though no other alteration or repair is performed, which is classified as a major repair. Answer: the splicing of skin sheets. The 100-hour inspection required by Federal Aviation Regulations for certain aircraft being operated for hire may be performed by answer: appropriately rated mechanics and approved by them for return to service. A person working under the supervision of a certificated mechanic with an airframe and power plant rating is not authorized to perform. Answer: hour inspection. Certificated mechanics, under their general certificate privileges, may answer: perform 100-hour inspection of instruments. An airworthiness directive requires that a propeller be altered. Certificated mechanics could answer: perform and approve the work for return to service if it is a minor alteration. The replacement of a damaged vertical stabilizer with a new identical stabilizer purchased from the aircraft manufacturer is considered a answer: minor repair. FAA certificated mechanics may answer: approve for return to service a minor alteration they have performed appropriate to the ratings they hold. A certificated mechanic with a power plant rating may perform the answer: 100-hour inspection required by the Federal Aviation Regulations on a power plant, or any component thereof, and approve and return the same to service. What part of the Federal Aviation Regulations prescribes the requirements for issuing mechanic certificates and associated ratings, and the general operating rules for the holders of these certificates and ratings? Answer: 14 CFR Part 65. 14 CF Part 65 contains regulations regarding the certification of answer: airmen other than flight crew members. 14 CFR Part 65 Subpart D contains regulations regarding the certification of answer: mechanics. A certificated mechanic shall not exercise the privileges of the certificate and rating unless, within the preceding 24 months, the administrator has found that the certificate holder is able to do the work, or the certificate holder has answer: served as a mechanic under the certificate and rating for at least 6 months. Under Title 14 of the Code of Federal Regulations, what is the maximum penalty for falsification, alteration, or fraudulent reproduction of certificates, logbooks, reports, and records? Answer: suspension or revocation of any certificate held. How long does the holder of a certificate issued under Part 65 have to notify the FAA after any change in permanent mailing address? Answer: 30 days. How long is a mechanic certificate with airframe and/or power plant ratings valid? Answer: until voluntarily surrendered, permanently revoked, or temporarily suspended. Why is a mechanic applicant issued a temporary certificate after successful completion of the required tests? Answer: to allow for review of their application and supplementary documents. What is the maximum duration of a temporary airman certificate? Answer: 120 days. When may an otherwise qualified mechanic, who does not read, write, speak, and understand the English language be eligible to apply for a mechanic certificate? Answer: when employed outside the United States by a U.S. air carrier. Which of the following statements is true for a certificated and appropriately rated mechanic regarding repairs and alterations? Answer: he or she may perform an airframe major repair or major alteration, but cannot have the work for return to service. Which of the following is an instance when a special flight permit may not be issued? Answer: flying passengers on a scheduled operation. One certificated mechanics with an airframe rating may perform a minor repair to an airspeed indicator providing they have the necessary equipment available. Two certificated mechanics with a power plant rating may perform a major repair to a propeller providing they have the necessary equipment available. Regarding the above statements, answer: neither one nor two is true. Who is responsible for determining that materials used in aircraft maintenance and repair are of the proper type and conform to the appropriate standards? Answer: the installing person or agency. Which of these publications contains standards for protrusion of bolts, studs, and screws through self-locking nuts? Swear. AC 43.13-1B. The replacement of a damaged engine mount with a new identical engine mount purchased from the aircraft manufacturer is considered a. Answer: minor repair. Who has the authority to approve for return to service a propeller after a 100-hour inspection? 1. A mechanic with a power plant rating. 2. Any certificated repairman. 3. A non-certificated mechanic working under the supervision of a certificated mechanic with airframe and power plant ratings. Answer: 1. A mechanic with a power plant rating. Instrument repairs may be performed. Answer: by an FAA-approved instrument repair station. How is a quality system assured? Answer: by an internal reporting and auditing system. According to Dr. James Reason, there are two types of human failure which can occur. They are: answer, active and latent. Many areas of aviation have shifted their focus from eliminating error to answer, preventing and managing error. When we think of aviation safety in a contemporary way, human error is answer, the starting point. All of the following are consequences of human error, except answer, mental stressor. The positive aspects of human factor issues are referred to as the answer, Magnificent Seven. The shell model is another human factors tool. The goal is to determine not only what the problem is, but also answer, where and why it exists. The three types of human error are answer, omission, commission, and extraneous.